For the life of me, I cannot understand why the Washington Commanders fan base hate Dax Milne. We're going to talk about it and give my opinion on it. Let's get straight to it.
After 20 years, you know we back. No one Snyder, one McLaurin, one forward with the passion, you know we scoring. FedEx field bag lit, no it is not boring. John Allen lead the troops, yeah you know we storming. Burgundy and gold in my veins, yeah I bleed that. St. Jude saw the ball, grab a pig, yeah I need that.
YouTube, what's going on? It's Juan Gotti here. We enter the Washington Commanders video, and in today's video, I'm coming on here with a video where we're going to be talking about Dax Milne and how I personally feel like he's overhated by this fan base. So without further ado, let's get straight into today's video. But before we do, make sure you guys go down below, leave a like on this video, subscribe if you're new, and turn on post notifications so you get notified when I upload a video about the NFL, or in this case, our Washington Commanders. We're on the road to 6,000 subscribers, so please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. It's not many things left free in this world. Subscribing to Juan Gotti's channel is one of them now. So please hit that subscribe button. Now with that out of the way, let's get straight to it. Now I first want to start by saying everybody's entitled to their own opinion, okay? I don't mean no harsh words behind this, obviously, because I get it. Everybody isn't going to like every single player on this team. But again, like I said, we all have our own opinions. So I made a post today on Instagram, and I basically just said exactly what I said in the intro. I posted this on Instagram, and I said, for the life of me, I cannot understand why Washington Commanders fan base hate Dax Milne. He's literally good. He's a really good receiver, has great hands. Is he the most exciting kick returner? No, but he's safe, and that's all I can ask for. Make sure you guys follow me on Instagram too, at Juan Gotti Talking Sports, and Twitter. I made that post, and it kind of got some traction. From some fans of this team, and most of it was defending the point that Dax Milne is trash. I, for the life of me, can't understand why y'all think that. Okay, I get it. He's not an exciting punt returner. He isn't going to give you much to offer as a punt returner. But again, he is a safe guy. I would much rather have a safe guy back there. Okay, just give me the ball, take it from the 20-yard line, instead of having a guy back there that is known for potentially coughing up the ball or making turn the ball over or whatever, as a punt returner. Again, like I said, I would love excitement back there. I'm not gonna sit up here and act like a Casman Allen or anybody else would be better as a returner. But how is his hands? You know what I'm saying? He looked solid yesterday at kick return. But there's a reason why Dax Milne started, and again, he had a punt return where his foot went out of bounds, and I'm like, okay, come on, Dax, but again, for the same point that I made earlier, is like, our offense is potentially going to be good enough to where I would love a 30-yard line, a 30-yard return, 40-yard return, and we start in opposing territory, but it's not necessary because we got a good offense that's going to drive down the field regardless of the fact, whether we start. But more so than his punt return ability, I want to address his receiving ability, because a lot of people think he needs to get cut. He should make this roster. I think he should be one of the wide receivers on this roster. Forget his punt return ability. I could care less about that. Dax Milne is a really, really good, solid slot receiver, man. And you saw what he did yesterday. He had some great catches, and he should have had another great catch, but Army Brown thought it was intended for him, and it was for Dax Milne. Dax Milne was wide open. A lot of people dislike him like he's just basuda, bro. I really don't understand it. Like, again, he's a guy that's going to show up and do his job at the end of the day. I'm not telling you Dax Milne is the best. I'm not telling you Dax Milne should be getting a million targets a game, but he definitely deserves to be on somebody's NFL roster. You look at the wide receivers right now. Obviously, Terry McLaurin, Jahan Dawson, Curtis Samuel, Army Brown. They're the full locks. There's like a couple wide receivers fighting for the last two spots. Some people even think they're going to potentially keep 7, and I wouldn't be surprised if they do. But the last two, I think like a Byron Pringle or and a Dax Milne will be your last two receivers. Like, obviously, Casman Allen is good, and I would love to let him make this roster, but for a lot of people saying Dax Milne should make this roster because of his punt return ability, I could say Casman Allen should make this roster because he hasn't provided nothing as a wide receiver. Like, if you read the comments on that post, this guy said, let me actually get his name, Commander Chris. And again, I don't have no bad feelings towards Commander Chris. This is just a back and forth conversation. He thinks Dax Milne is trash as a punt returner / receiver. I think Dax Milne is solid as a punt returner and a really solid receiver. And he was basically saying like Casman Allen is is better than Dax Milne, but Mitchell Tinsley is better than Dax Milne, and these guys haven't busted a grape in the league. You know, at least Dax Milne has carved out a role for himself on this team. And why do you think they like him so much? They probably don't like him as the punt returner, but they know he's a good receiver, so we can deal with him being a average punt returner because of how good he can be as a depth receiver. Now, again, Kazman Allen, he looks solid. And I would love for him to make this roster as the punt returner. But can he provide what Dax Milne provides as a slot receiver? I think a lot of y'all are underrating his ability as a receiver. Look what he did in that Vikings game. He comes up time and time again when we need him. He's a short yardage animal. On 3rd and 4, who is a sneaky guy to look for on 3rd and 4? Dax Milne. 2nd and 5, Dax Milne. You know, he's a guy that can really do it all at the wide receiver position. Like, punt returns for me are an intricate part of the game, and you would like to see them. But how often do you see huge punt returns? Like, let's keep it a book. They're trying to minimize kickoffs and punt returns as much as they can for the NFL game. So how often do you see consistent punt returns to the 40, to the 50? You know? So, and like, again, don't twist my words. Don't get it twisted. I'm not saying Dax Milne is the best punt returner. I'm not saying that we can't do better. But what I'm saying is you got a guy that can do both, you know? Do we have that in Byron Pringle? I mean, not Byron Pringle, because I know Byron Pringle could do it. You know, Kazman Allen. I know Kazman Allen is the fan favorite, and that's who I actually would like to see get back there. But I want to see him more as a wide receiver before I turn the reign fully over to him as the kick return, punt return, whatever. You know, and I think that's another reason why I think we fully will keep 7 receivers. You know, or there's a chance we keep 7 receivers because I feel like a Kazman Allen or Mitchell Tinsley are too good to let go to a practice squad because they probably aren't going to make it. You know? And if you don't, sign Dax Milne to the active roster or he doesn't make the active roster and he goes to the practice squad, are you comfortable with letting him go to the practice squad knowing that he probably won't make it? I know a lot of y'all are probably saying, yeah, I'm fine with that Dax Milne ain't going to make it. I'm just saying, we've done this too many times where we've let underrated guys walk, and we could have used them. Like, again, I'm not saying he's the best. Like, we can't live without Dax Milne, because we can't. But you look at our recent history. We let guys go like Capri Bibbs, who was solid. You look at a guy. Who else? Who else can I think of? Roy Halou. Evan Royster. Like these solid guys that every team needs. Not somebody that's gonna go out there and be a star, but somebody that every team needs. We had Robert Davis is another good one. He was solid. Not saying he was a starter in this league, but he deserved to be on somebody's roster at that time. Right, Kelvin Harmon. He obviously suffered an ACL injury, but he was solid that 2019 year. And unfortunately for him, our receiving core is too good to the point where now he'll get an opportunity here. But at a point in time, Kelvin Harmon deserved to be on somebody's roster. Same with Jared Patterson. Like, we have guys that are going to be contributors to this team, and you don't want to lose that. That's all I'm saying. Like, Dax Milne, I'm stressing the point. He's not the best punt returner. But you know what Dax Milne's going to do? He's going to catch the ball, and he's going to set your offense up. Whether it's at the 15-yard line, 20. Like he said, a lot of people were saying, I want a guy that's going to give me the ball at the 30, 35-yard line, possible 40-yard line. But I'm like, y'all saying that as if it's guaranteed that's going to happen. Even some of the best punt returners in the league don't always make it back to the 35, 30 to returning in opponent territory. That's not always going to happen. And I get it. If our offense was still dreadful, if we still had Taylor Heineke, Carson Wentz, Kyle Allen, all these, trash backup quarterbacks, if we still had that kind of quarterback play, I would be like, yeah, you know what? Dax Milne can't do it. Dax Milne can't be the punt returner because we need some type of spark because we know this offense is incapable of driving the length of the field and going to score. I don't have that same worry anymore. And yes, it's only been one preseason game, but I feel comfortable enough that our offense is able to start a possession inside the 15, inside the 20. So it takes the stress off of needing a really good punt return. Would you like a really good punt return? Yes. But it's not needed anymore because our offense has the capability to do that. Like last year, our offense didn't have the capability to drive length of the field every time. So obviously a Dax Milne is going to look worse than what he actually is. Because you're like, come on, Dax, I need something. And he really wasn't giving you nothing. But this year, if you're looking at it, Casman Allen, Mitchell Tinsley, I'm pretty sure like Byron Pringle's going to get some snaps here at the punt return position. And obviously Dax Milne. Those are the guys that you're looking at as a punt return. And Byron Pringle's probably like the only guy that Dax Milne walked, where they let him go. I would want Byron Pringle to be the starter because I know what Byron Pringle could do as a wide receiver. I know what he can do. Look what he did yesterday. So Byron Pringle, if it's not Dax Milne, it's Byron Pringle for me. Because I like Casman Allen, but is he able to be a receiver? And one thing about Casman Allen that I seen yesterday, he's not as fast as I thought he was. And is that a problem? Not really. But it's just something I wanted to mention. I like Casman, and I would like to see him make this roster. But y'all gotta stop with the Dax Milne here. Like literally, this fan base hates Dax Milne, bruh. Like I don't know, like it's y'all acting as if he did something to y'all. The way y'all be trashing him, bruh. Like he's just terrible. He's just not an exciting kick returner. And if kick returning isn't for him, it's cool. He still deserves to be on his roster because he's a really good slot receiver. So for all people out there that's saying Dax Milne needs to get cut if he can't provide anything at the kick return position or the punt return position, y'all are tripping. Because even if he's not on punt return duty, he still has a role on his team. He's a slot receiver. When Curtis Samuel he's behind like a Curtis Samuel. You know? And maybe Casman Allen can overtake that role. Maybe in the next two preseason games he proves that he can overtake that Dax Milne role. But as of right now, for me, Dax Milne is making this roster solely because of his ability to be a slot receiver. Because obviously I agree with y'all when y'all say he's not exciting, but again, he's safe. And I would much rather have safe than a guy that muffs the punt but has all the ability in the world to take it to the house or take it in opposing territory. How you gonna do that if you don't got the ball? You feel me? So again, I'm not making this video to change anybody's opinion on Dax Milne. You think he trash? That's totally up to you. That's your opinion. I don't got no problem with it. I'm just coming on here to get my opinion on Dax Milne and how I feel like he's solid. You know what I'm saying? And he deserves to make this roster. So with that being said, let me know what you guys think about this video in the comment section down below. As always, it's me and boy Juan Gotti. Like, comment, subscribe. Hail to the Washington Commanders. Want to roll to 6,000 subscribers. Please hit that subscribe button again if you haven't already. It's totally free. It ain't many things left free in this world. Subscribing to Juan Gotti's channel was one of them. So please hit that subscribe button for me. Leave y'all comments and thoughts on this video down below. See y'all next time. I'm out. Peace.